me, El Filibusterismo as a novel is inferior to the Noli, so I receive with a grain of salt the opinion of those who tell me that the FILI is superior to the Noli. Jose Rizal. Days flew fast like fleeting arrows in Brussels. Rizal, unmindful of Suzanne Jacobi's enticing affection, was busy correcting and polishing the manuscript of his second novel, El Filibusterismo. He had begun writing it in October 1887 in Calamba. The following year in London, he made some changes in the plot and revised the chapter already written. He wrote more chapters in Paris, Madrid, and Biarritz. He finished the manuscript in Biarritz on March 29, 1891. After toiling it on for 3 years, from Brussels, Rizal moved to Ghent, where printing was cheaper. At long last, El Filibusterismo, the sequel to the Noli, came off the press on September 18, 1891. Privations in Ghent. On July 5, 1891, Rizal and Jose Alejandrino left Brussels for Ghent, in this later Belgian city. The cost of living was lower and the price of printing was much cheaper than in Brussels. For these two reasons, Rizal decided to leave Brussels, and it's a learning attraction. Owing to their limited funds, Rizal and Alejandrino stayed at the cheapest boarding house in 32 Rue of the Flandre. They lived frugally in Ghent for 3 months, from July to September 1891. They subsisted on the barest necessities. To economize further on their living expenses, they prepared their own breakfast. As you can see in the picture, this is the University of Ghent and Jose Rizal's friend Jose Alejandrino. The printing of El Filibusterismo. A few days after establishing himself in Ghent, Rizal searched for a printing shop that could give him the lowest quotation for the publication of his novel. At last, he did find a publisher, F. Marian von Loo Press, number 66 Viandren Street, who was willing to print his book on small partial payments. He pawned his jewels in order to pay down payments and early partial payments during the printing of the novel. Meanwhile, as the printing was going on, Rizal became desperate because his funds were practically gone and money he expected from his friend did not arrive. He had received some money from Basa and 200 pesos from Rodriguez Arias for the copies of Morga's books sold in Manila. But these funds were also used up, and much more were needed to pay printer. On August 6, the printing had to be suspended as Rizal feared because he could no longer give the necessary funds to the printer. El Filibusterismo comes off the press. In his morbid moments of despair, Rizal almost burned the manuscript of El Filibusterismo several times. He wrote to Basa, "I am tempted to burn my manuscript, but then I think of you, and I know there are many good people, many who truly love their country." When everything seems lost, help came from an unexpected source. Valentin Ventura, who was residing in Paris, heard of Rizal's predicament. Immediately, he sent Rizal the amount needed to finish the publication of the book. On September 18, 1881, El Filibusterismo came off the press. Rizal, now a very happy man, immediately sent that same day 2 copies to Hong Kong, one for Basa and the other for Sixto Lopez. To his other friend, Ventura, who had kindly lent the money most needed to finish the printing of the novel, he gratefully gave the original manuscript of El Filibusterismo and a printed copy with his autograph. This is Sixto Lopez and Valentin Ventura, who helped Rizal in publishing his novel. Filipino patriots in foreign lands in the Philippines praised the novel to the skies. The members of the Filipino colony of Barcelona published a tribute in La Publicidad, a Barcelona newspaper eulogizing the novel original style, which is comparable only to the sublime Alexander Dumas, and may well be offered as a model and precious jewel in the now decadent literature in Spain. The Libera Madrid's newspaper El Nuevo Regimens realized the novel and its issues on October 1891. Practically, all copies of the first edition in Ghent, of El Filibusterismo were placed in wooden boxes and confiscated, and the books were lost. So it came to pass that the book immediately became rare, and the few available Ghent copies were sold at very high prices, reaching as high as 400 pesetas per copy. So this is the manuscript of El Filibusterismo. And that's all. Shukran and wassalam.